Ladies and gentlemen, take a look around. You're standing here inside of the Kuhlhaus, Berlin. Today, we're gonna greet the best chess players here in the capital of Germany.
I need to know who you are.
I'm Coach Q.
We spared no expense. He's here for free.
March 10th, 2018 in Berlin. This is a great day for chess.
Ladies and gentlemen, our chess players.
Sergei Karyakin.
Okay, and did you get inspired from the lions when you went to the zoo? Because it seems like you played like one.
If you want to say like that, okay.
Levon Aronian.
Luckily, young was, I know.
Who do you want to beat the most? Everybody.
Wesley So.
They will definitely feel like rock stars.
Vladimir Kramnik.
Kramnik is somewhat the tragic hero of this tournament.
Which Kramnik we will see in this candidate?
I wish it will be Kramnik who wants to win the candidates, probably to be the hardest.
Ding Liren.
Ding draws again for 8 straight rounds.
Alexander Grisham.
So do you think very lucky or not?
No, I answered already.
And 1 point you say just wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Shakhriyar Mamedov. Fabiano Caruana.
Hopefully I'll send a message there.
Who will win the candidates tournament?
14 days, and he is the last man standing.
The amount of work it takes to be a top-level chess player is insane. If you want to reach like a real title, you need FIDE Master, you need International Master, and then Grandmaster. Kids can do it because they can spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day studying. So the chances of the average player doing it are slim because they don't have the hours in the day to get there. But I also believe that if you have a brain, you can do it.
I'm here with Quercia, who has a very interesting story.
I was coming to do a few articles for US Chess Online, and I said, wait, why not make a documentary about it?
Of course, beforehand you couldn't know it would be such an interesting and exciting tournament, but you nailed it. And after the candidates are over, do you want to follow the challenger who will play against Magnus?
Who knows? I mean, it is very possible we could go to London with the story.
Okay, raise that light up a little higher.
The winner of the Candidates Tournament receives the honor of playing for the World Chess Championship and will face the King of Chess, Magnus Carlsen. He has won 3 straight World Championships, and it seems like no one can take him down. Now the field has been narrowed to 8 Super Grandmasters ready to end Carlsen's reign. Levon Aronian has done nearly everything in chess except reach the top spot. He has been ranked as high as number 2 in the world, only failing to surpass Magnus Carlsen. His public persona is one filled with charisma and a good-natured smile.
The first book of the tournament is made by His Excellency, the President of Armenia. But
Last round is open. Please start your game. Thank you.
Levon Aronian is definitely considered one of the favorites.
In 2016, CNN called him the David Beckham of chess, so you know he's popular. But at the chessboard, he has a laser-sharp focus and can't wait to tear down the opponent's king.
Very happy and very proud, of course. You know, all Armenians all over the world, we root for Levon very much.
there is approximately 600 million people playing chess regularly.
The Candidates Tournament is the last in a 2-year cycle designed to pick who will go up against the current world champion.
No idea who would win the tournament.
The format is an 8-player double round-robin tournament with a classical time control, which means that these long-form games can last from 2 to 8 hours each. The candidates will play each other twice during 14 grueling rounds over a 17-day period. The winner of each match will get 1 point, the loser a fat 0, and if there's a draw, a tie, they will split the point in half and each receive half a point. These points are continuously tallied throughout the tournament to keep track of who is leading, and the winner will be the one with the most points after the final round. This candidates tournament is particularly important because 4 of the 8 players are under the age of 30, Russia is trying to return to dominance, China sends their first challenger ever, the US sends its most competitive and youngest challengers in decades, and the wild card is determined to shake up the competition. Vladimir Kramnik, the wild card, was once known for his incredibly solid playing style. He popularized one of the main weapons of elite chess players, the Berlin Wall. This secret weapon is an opening that is considered one of the most complex, beautiful, or boring, depending on who you ask. He used it to bring down the world champion Garry Kasparov, who was considered unbeatable.
I actually never wanted to become a champion. That's maybe a reason why I became.
He successfully defended 2 title challenges and only lost to Vichy Anand.
Which Kramnik we will see this candidate? The Kramnik, the artist, or Kramnik, world champion?
Well, you know, I wish it will be Kramnik who wants to win the candidates, but most probably it will be the artist.
You know, we have 2 players from America and 3 players from Russia. They paired the countrymen against each other.
The Russian players and the American players were paired in the first rounds to avoid any potential speculation about match fixing. Wesley is a top player. He's been a top player for many years, but I still don't approach the game any differently than I would against any of the other players in the tournament.
Wesley So is the Filipino-American chess prodigy. He qualified for the candidates based on his rating. In 2017, So had an incredible unbeaten streak of 69 games in which he won the US Championship and finished ahead of Magnus Carlsen in a major international tournament. He began his chess career in his native Philippines, becoming a Grandmaster by the age of 14, but soon emigrated to the United States to join the burgeoning US chess scene, centered around the St. Louis Chess Club. He was only the 11th player to break a rating of 2,800 and has reached number 2 in the world rankings.
We have here with us Fabiano Caruana and Wesley So, 2 American players, and we have the first decisive game in the candidates tournament. Fabiano Caruana won.
In the first game, we have Caruana So. Caruana came out of the gate and basically demolished Wesley So.
Yeah, somehow things went really bad real quick.
Wesley So tried to hang on and didn't have a chance. a loss in less than 40 moves, which is a very short game, 33 moves total. That does not bode well for Wesley So because he has black again tomorrow. He'll be playing the second player, which means he'll be on the defensive.
I mean, I can't say I have any expectations. It's a really good start, but it's still the first round. And I think we see in every Candidates tournament that there are a lot of ups and downs for pretty much all players.
Fabiano Caruana is the Italian-American top player in the United States. He qualified to play in Berlin by rating.
That reached his highest world number second and rounded of 2017 with a win of a London Chess Classic.
Fabi, as his friends call him, has been a top talent from a very young age. From New York, like Bobby Fischer, his skills have been compared to America's only world champion. But unlike Fischer, Fabi treats his chess practice like a top-level athlete would, training both his mind and body to maintain focus and balance.
Yeah, I mean, I prepared quite seriously before the event.
He is all business when he plays tournaments, and it's clear that hard work is what brought him to the top.
Next, in the all-Russian game, we had Kramnik and Grishuk, and that was a firework of a game. Kramnik played this offbeat opening system and really kind of mixed it up and took it to a game that was pretty even. And Grishuk had lots of chances to stabilize, maintain equality, and go for a draw. But it didn't happen. Kramnik pressed and pressed and pressed, and eventually Grishuk cracked.
How does it feel to play a countryman and then also win like that? Do you feel sorry for him at all, or?
No, of course we are good friends, and I feel sorry for him that he lost. But I mean, it's a tournament.
Yeah.
He can beat me, I can beat him. There is nothing personal. It's fine. Yeah, we are professionals.
On the other game, we had Karyakin and Mamedyarov. This is Mamedyarov's third time, and Karyakin was the challenger in 2016. He lost to Magnus Carlsen, so he wants a shot to get back, but it's not a good start for him because Mamedyarov has black pieces, which is not easy to do. He came in there and basically dismantled Karyakin. And he looked very depressed in the press conference after the game.
I know that both of you actually used to work together, and Shahryar was the second of Sergei for the period of time.
I know Sergei's opening so well. I want to some surprise move, but I play g6, and after 2 moves, I immediately forget my analysis.
What are you doing anything special to make sure that you have the stamina to go all 14 rounds?
No, anything, no special.
No workouts or?
No, sleep or relax and play chess, and nothing special.
Caruana, Mamedyarov, and Kramnik all tied for first place. And there's some of the favorites, so it's not a surprise, but what's a big surprise is that Aronian drew a winning position. In the last game, Aronian versus Ding, Aronian had pressure the entire game, but Ding defended very well.
We just saw Aronian a little frustrated, a little bit tired from that match. He definitely had a good shot at a win. He definitely looked frustrated by that result.
Well, probably yesterday I was more optimistic than now. But basically the tournament is long, and I hope I will have some chances.
So it's clear it's going to be a tough tournament. Gonna be, we have some of the best players in the world here. It's hard to predict what would happen.
Thank you very much. Round 2 is open.
Sergei Karyakin is the previous cycle's challenger to Carlsen's throne. Losing to him in the 2016 World Chess Championship, he was a child prodigy, having broken the record as the youngest Grandmaster. Even with World Championship wins in both Rapid and Blitz chess, Karyakin has yet to clinch the top prize and win the Classical World Championship title.
I think that in this tournament, the preparation is important, but it's not decided. So most likely everything will be decided over the board.
Vladimir actually at the opening press conference, you said that you're expecting Berlin defense here in this event, especially that we are here in Berlin. But could you imagine it will come so early in the second round, and especially against Sergei?
I could imagine, but I could more imagine that it would come from the black side, from me. And I can tell you, I usually play it with black, and it's such a pleasure to look at this position from the white side. It doesn't happen very often. Yeah.
I spoke to Kramnik before the tournament about the exact variation that was played in the game. It's quite interesting that we as a team basically predicted this game. And Kramnik had some serious pressure, but could not break through. And Karyakin's nickname as the Minister of Defense came to be true.
Sergei, you decided to play Berlin defense because you're in Berlin, or partly?
Maybe partly.
The opening is the first phase of a chess game. Each player is assigned a random color, with the white pieces getting the first move advantage and the offensive position, while the black pieces play defense. Players develop their pieces and try to control certain parts of the board, like the center. At the top level, chess openings can be studied as far as 10, 15, 20 moves deep. We're talking nearly every logical possibility during those first 10 to 20 moves. That's a lot of moves. Players can narrow that down by focusing on specific opening systems that they think their opponent is likely to play. A player will tailor their opening choice to what they think will best combat the style of their opponent. Oh yeah, there are also a plethora of opening names such as the Ruy Lopez, Queen's Gambit, Sicilian Defense, Slav Defense, and the Berlin Defense. Let's start with the game that really struck me and obviously really strikes the Americans deep to the heart, which is the Grishuk-So game. Alexander Grishuk is a 3-time World Blitz champion and has played in multiple candidates tournaments. He is the face of experience in Berlin and one of the wildest players. He will intentionally mix the game up in a way that is sometimes considered risky. Grishuk played the Benoni, which translates to Son of Sorrows. Grishuk said he loves playing these positions where he's basically suffering the whole game. I'm not sure why that seems counterintuitive to all chess players' desire to win. Did you see Grishuk put his bishop on e1?
Yeah.
What is that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
Well, that's Grishuk. He has some diabolical plan.
yeah, right. He had some crazy plan. Like, wow, the Grishuk-So game. This game was just a massacre.
You know, losing 2 games in a row is not like Wesley So. He only lost 1 game this past year. So losing 2 in a row is a big blow, but obviously he has to adapt and adjust, and we will see something good coming from him.
Even though Grishuk was the winner, he didn't seem happy at all, and he didn't seem very confident he's gonna win this thing.
No, but it's like in a boxing match, asking a boxer how he feels after 2 rounds. It does not matter. It matters how he will feel after 12 rounds.
Yeah.
After the whole fight.
Mamedov had a very slight advantage out of the opening, but Aronian played very, very well, and eventually Mamedov had to settle for a repetition.
So we got some good stuff going in the next rounds. All right. So they always take risks. Does that excite you in chess games to take risks?
The Ding Caruana game, we had a really interesting exchange sacrifice that excited most of the fans and spectators, and it was quite interesting. Caruana had some pressure, but Ding defended very, very well, and it ended in a draw.
But the general feeling what you have, I mean, the game was balanced, let's say.
Yeah, and I'm kind of relieved that I didn't lose at least. I mean, I don't know how well we played, but the result is good.
So far, I think it's going well for you. And what can you say after 2 days of play of candidates tournament? I mean, is it kind of different event for you compared to the others?
Yeah, of course, very nervous during the tournament, especially during the before the games.
Kramnik stays in first place, tied with Mamedov and Caruana. We have 1 American at the top, 1 American at the bottom, 1 Russian at the top, 1 Russian at the bottom, with the rest of the field in between, and obviously the Azerbaijani at the top as well.
Round 3 is open. Please start.
With a 100-game undefeated streak, 25-year-old Liren is considered one of the hardest players to defeat. Off the chessboard, he seems a little nervous and a little unsure in the limelight. But on the board, he is calm and focused and does not let age or experience intimidate him. He is a 3-time Chinese champion and has led the team to 2 Olympiad gold medals, and is the first Chinese player to ever play in a candidates tournament.
It was definitely tough to come in and face these very strong competitors that have a lot of experience in a tournament like this. It was very interesting to see him kind of hit his stride.
We have Wesley, So, and Liren here with us. Wesley, I was wondering, how does it feel finally to play with white pieces in this tournament, in the candidates?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a relief, although, of course, the color doesn't guarantee anything.
Both So and Ding had trouble in the first 2 rounds. They're just glad to get a draw, I think.
Yeah, Wesley So, you know, some lady fans thought he was the cute stuff, and actually both players, Ding and So, they were signing autographs like mad. The fans are very excited here about these players. So we're gonna go with Wesley after he gets signing here, get some signatures. How happy are you to get on the board and get some points?
Huh. Well, I prefer a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I'll take what I can. Obviously, no one will give me a free point here.
You're only a 1.5 points behind. You think you still have a good shot at winning this?
Yeah, if I win my next 11 games, I'll do it.
We had Sergei Karyakin and Alexander Grishuk, a rather uneventful, frankly boring draw.
What will you need to maintain all the way through the end of the tournament?
Well, just the desire to fight.
Yeah, and where does that desire come from for you? Your love of chess or your desire to win?
I mean, mostly second, yeah.
Yeah, the desire to win. Is chess a torture for you, or do you actually enjoy the play?
I mean, classical is a mix, yeah. But I mean, rapid blitz is I enjoy.
Yeah, you prefer to play the faster time controls.
Yeah, definitely.
And why would that be?
I don't know. I mean, some people prefer, I don't know, meat, some prefer fish, some chicken.
Yeah. It's just a preference.
The Kramnik Aronian game was a knockout. There were ups and downs and swings. Aronian surprised everyone by playing 1e4 and fell right into Kramnik's preparation. And Kramnik played a novelty on move 7 that the Germans have called the traffic. It's a new term that's new to Americans. It's a very interesting maneuver.
And Rook G8, be breaking all the basic rules to not castle, to not open up the center while your king's in the center. Kramnik said that he did not expect Aronian to play this, and he just had this game in his memory banks. So he had this novelty ready. He wanted to play it against Carlsen, he wanted to play it against something else, but it became the right opportunity for it, and he was able to crush Aronian.
It was the most exciting game of the tournament so far. Everyone's talking about it, and this game will be remembered for a very long time.
We saw Aronian leaving quite quickly because he is very sad for that loss. And Kramnik is going to be swamped with fans right now. It is very exciting for the chess fans to see something like this because it was very crushing. And he did it with the black pieces, which is a very hard feat to do. He's the sole leader in the tournament, depending upon what happens in the Caruana game.
Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, or Shak as he is known in the chess world, is one of the most physically imposing and serious-looking chess players in the candidates.
Mamedyarov looks like a champ. He is a beast. You know, you look into his eyes and it looks like they're made of steel.
He also has the serious chess resume to back it up. He's won the 2013 World Rapid Championship and reached the number 6 rated chess player of all time. These achievements are all the more impressive when you take into account the enormous amount of chess talent that comes out of his home country, Azerbaijan.
We have the heroes of the day who played the longest game.
Caruana and Mamedyarov, they're both leaders in this tournament.
There was some pressing on each side, but nothing really came of the game and it was declared a draw. Since Kramnik is the only winner of the round, he is the leader of the tournament, with Caruana and Mamedyarov in second place.
There are brain cells being killed.
In my 20s, I decided to mingle both sports and credit like chess boxing. Because in a way, it seems very natural to have this mental aspect of distance. So a full chess boxing fight can last up to 45 minutes. So it's 11 rounds, 6 rounds of chess alternated with 5 rounds of boxing. Each round lasts 3 minutes. And now we have over 3,500 chess boxers worldwide in 11 federations. And we have annual amateur world championships where up to 200, 300 fighters come in all kind of weight classes, female and man. And we have regular events with the Infection Fight Club. We're building a professional league.
You stay far away, and then there, and you go back up. It's like a bumblebee. Yeah, like Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Flying like a butterfly and still like a bee.
Who do you want to win the candidates?
Well, I want Caruana to win.
Ah, very good.
I want to see.
We have mutual interest.
Yeah, I don't know, like, he's young, he's vibrant. I want to see Caruana against Magnus Carlsen.
It's an honor for me to make the first move. It's not my decision. I know what Vladimir Kramnik will play now, and I make this move. And I'm very impressed by this chess summit here in Berlin. You both bring splendor to the world of chess. And now I make the first move. Maybe it's a little surprise.
Thank you very much. Fourth round is open, please.
I was seriously depressed. I thought for sure Fabiano Caruana was going to lose that game. If Caruana wins, it will go down as the biggest mistake that Vladimir Kramnik ever made. At one point, I was down there on the floor with the players and Caruana ticked down to 20 seconds. He was in serious time trouble. He missed his opportunity, and then the same thing happened to Kramnik.
I heard Vlad say that in one of those positions in the end game that there was almost no chance of losing.
I mean, if he wants to draw, you can draw.
Everybody from the American side thought Caruana was going to lose. Kramnik missed his chance for the win, and Caruana made enough complications to at least achieve a draw. But Kramnik blundered in time pressure and Caruana pulled through for the win.
We see that chess is a really tough game, especially when you come out of a loss like Aronian did in round 3. With those kind of emotional ups and downs, why do you keep playing chess?
It's like many players say that it's like drugs. You are losing and you are very sad, or you are winning and you are very happy.
We just saw a fantastic game between Mamedyarov and Wesley So.
Wesley is one of the best chess players in the world, and draw with him is also good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you need to also say about it too.
Jack plays very well. He plays like he plays because he gets very good positions with black. You know, he just beats Karyakin. And you were playing for a win against Fabi, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Okay, yesterday he and me we speak in a press conference about he think he's very lucky because he played draw, and I also think I am very bad.
So you're able to achieve a draw in this position as black. Does that give you more hopes of the tournament?
Well, I mean, clear last lane, yeah. So things don't look very bright, but I can't give up hope.
So played his third black out of 4, which is a lot, everybody. That's really hard to play. If you're playing 3 blacks, you're playing the defense 3 times out of 4, and that's pretty tough. Aronian really had to put some pressure on his opponents and make a statement. If he wasn't able to play well in this game, he would not have a chance at winning this tournament. He came into this game prepared and outplayed Karyakin from the very beginning.
You're such an easygoing, relatable kind of guy. How do you keep your personality that way?
Oh, this shows I don't really keep my personality. I morph into somebody very silent, actually.
After the games, though, you just seem jovial and...
Not when I lose. Luckily, I don't lose quite often.
Grishuk played a very interesting sacrifice right out of the opening. He had the right move, he had a winning move, but missed it, and gave Ding a chance to win the game, but Grishuk defended well and was able to achieve the draw.
I had to take this decision whether to go to this drawish endgame or play like I play, but it's completely stupid.
Very lucky to survive this game.
Are you nervous then during the game?
Of course, I'm very nervous. You can count how many times I shake my hand.
Can you sleep during such an important tournament?
During the evening, I can sleep well, but before the games, I can hardly sleep.
Yeah, can I address the same question to Sasha? It was already asked. So what about you? What about your sleep during this event? Is it different from the other events?
No, but I don't like such questions like how do you sleep, with whom do you sleep?
Vladimir Kramnik drops into tied second with Mamedyarov, and Fabiano Caruana is in first place. Here we are coming out of round 5, the day of draws. The action was exciting like always. We have a very interesting game, Aronian versus Grishuk, where Grishuk played the Benoni.
Benoni means son of sorrow, yeah? It's quite well known, and I like everything that is connected with sorrow.
Alexander, how much luck is required in a chess game?
But why is it to me this question?
Yes.
But why to me? So do you think I'm very lucky?
The Kramnik game, we saw a very equal position until the end, but Kramnik decided to play on, trying to press for the win, but So defended well and was able to hold the position for a draw.
We know that chess is a very stressful game, and considering yesterday's game, how actually you found some kind of peace with yourself after what happened?
No, but it's okay. I mean, it's professional life, and I mean, I'm already used to this kind of things. Not the first time I'm doing something ridiculous.
You only have 30 years of experience, yeah?
Yes.
Your first candidate was 95?
93 in Bill, so...
My birthday.
In the Ding Mamedyarov game, we saw another 30-move draw, another short game. This showed that Mamedyarov's team was very well prepared, and he is currently tied for second right now. Caruana being in the lead is pretty amazing after 5 rounds. Caruana did basically say that he needs to be careful and not assume that he's going to win this thing, because obviously Mamedyarov is playing very well, and there are chances for any of these players. Plus, Kramnik has a chance to come back, Aronian has a chance to come back, Grishuk could even get into this thing. The only players that are basically out of this are Karyakin and Wesley So.
We're guessing what you have in your white plastic bag. What you have in your plastic bag? Is it kind of specialties for this?
Sometimes necessary. Yeah. Get the piece, go, watch, smile, and then shake hands.
Shock comes in with a shocking win over Kramnik. Ding holds on again for his 6th straight draw. Caruana drew his game with Grishuk, meaning Mamedyarov gained that extra half point to close the gap, so gets his first win. Congratulations to Wesley, and knocks Aronian down to join him at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, finally my first win, and I mean I think this is only my second victory against Levon in a classical game in my career. I'm on -1. I just need to win 8 more games and I'll win the tournament.
So yes, we're here in Berlin with Thierry Noir. Do you see the ice sculpture that you made for the opening ceremony as an expression of what can be better? Because in the Berlin Wall, which was a symbol of repression and fear and violence, was at the chess ceremony.
Hello, my name is Thierry Noir, and I am the painter of the 2 pieces of the Berlin Wall.
Which was a happy, joyous event.
Yeah, I think chess is pretty violent too. I mean, looks it's cool, but it's very strong, I think.
Yeah.
If you look at that.
The mid-game is where the fireworks happen. At the top level, if the opening is about maneuvering and positioning, the middle game is about pressing an advantage and executing sometimes gruelingly long, forced tactical combinations. That is, capturing, and more capturing. While some middle games can progress slowly, in general, a lot of exchanges happen to make way for either a checkmate that ends the game or a liquidation into an endgame position. The middle game is where all of the action happens. But don't expect everyone to understand what's going on. You would be surprised by how many times a Grandmaster is completely baffled by a player's choice of moves.
We have the first game finished between Shahryar Mamedyarov and Alexander Grishuk. So far it was the fastest game of the tournament, so something happened in the opening. What can you say?
I mean, I don't want to go into details. The tournament is in the process, but of course it was a opening disaster. I mean, not quite disaster, I mean, but definitely the opening didn't went the way I planned, you know.
What exactly? Something here?
I said I will not go to details.
Okay, maybe Shahryar.
Okay, I can say something. I play first time is h6 move in maybe classical chess. I play sometimes. I think it's a surprise.
How long actually you were preparing to this game?
For my whole life.
A big sign that entering this building may increase your IQ, and this is what chess does to humans. How can you comment on this? Is it happening to everybody who enters? What about chess players?
Maybe I reached like 35 IQ.
You mean during this event? Shah, what can you say?
I don't think about it.
Have you noticed this sign?
Yeah, no.
But the thing is, all the games are critical. There's not any game which is more critical than others. But yeah, also a very important victory for me. Even despite the mistakes, I've played pretty good fighting chess, and I feel like I'm in good form. So, I mean, I kind of approach the second half with confidence, but also I don't think it'll be easy.
I mean, I'm not 12 years old. I've been losing games before and having disastrous tournaments. No, I just try to play, try to fight.
Yeah, so this Ding Aronian game is incredibly complex. Ding draws again for 8 straight rounds. This is becoming quite a tournament for him, but the question is, will he ever break through and get a win? On the other hand, Aronian had small chances in this game, but could not find an opening in Ding's very good defenses.
Now that you know Caruana is half a point ahead at the moment, what can you say about it?
I think it's my situation. I like it. It's okay, and I think it's okay.
We will see.
Yeah.
Grishuk wins over Kramnik and jumps into 3rd place. And in the All-American matchup with Caruana playing So, Caruana put the pressure on So with a very exciting game, but So is a fantastic defender and held on for the draw.
You were optimistic about
I
your
have nothing to
position.
lose. Well, if Fabiano beat me, then it's good for USA. So, no worries. And if I draw, then it's not bad either.
With that, Caruana stays in first place, with Medvedyev chasing a half point back, and Grischuk trailing a full point behind the leader.
How do you feel these games are going, and what does that mean for FIDE?
The tournament is very exciting. Most of the games are with great fights. This is very important for the tournament itself, but for chess, because this is what people are expecting, to see fights. They want to see drama. We are one of the lucky sports, let's say, that you can play middle. You can play with a real opponent, not only with computers.
Players can reach GM level without even a coach.
Easily, yeah. Comparing with my time, where we had not books, we had not games. You know, I was looking to find one game that was published maybe in one newspaper once every month to have something.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
Today we have millions of games.
Right.
Easily. So chess have changed completely. So a market has been built around all this, which is also very important. And of course, you can see today that people, they can make a living, a good living from chess.
Now, Magnus Carlsen won $1 million in the last cycle.
No, I mean, when you have the advantage, it's like, I saw some more problem.
Let's go through the players a little bit and you know, just to kind of review how they're playing.
Yeah, Kramnik is somewhat the tragic hero of this tournament. Won 2 beautiful games. Everybody was already anticipating for him to march through the tournament and outperform everybody else. But then things changed. He lost 2 games and then a third one. Now he's on -1. And it seems that we see a somewhat different Kramnik than we used to. He used to tend to being too scholastic, too scientific about his chess, trying to solve equations. Kramnik seems to have lost objectivity a little bit. He regularly over-evaluates his chances. It seems like he's always better, always just 1 tempo short of winning the game. But for Kramnik himself, of course, that's a rather unlucky turn of events. It's undeniable. He's still one of the best players in the world.
Then let's talk about Aronian and So seem to be having quite a bad tournament. Very uncharacteristic of both of them to lose such games and then also miss winning chances.
Yeah, it's difficult to foresee that, but Aronian is always struggling with his nerves. That seems to be the case in the candidates. And whenever there's much at stake, it's about the World Championship crown, he seems to choke. As for Wesley, it seems that Wesley likes to have runs, both in the positive and the negative. If he's on a roll, then it really is a killing spree at times. He just wins games and doesn't lose. He's the one player who has not lost any games for, 50, 60 something, some record.
Incredible streak, yeah.
Exactly. But then if things don't work out well in the tournament, then he can quickly lose his mojo and then collect 1 loss after the other.
Caruana is in first place by a half point on +3. What do you think he'll need to do to maintain the lead and win the tournament?
Always keep half a point in front of the rest of the field. That's a good recipe.
On the other side with Shak, he is a half point behind. Will he need to take any risks to try to catch, or do you think he'll just continue to play solid?
Magnus takes it step by step. If he gains nothing out of the opening or the position doesn't seem to suit him that well, he's content with half a point. He knows his chances will come. He's improved his game a lot in the last months and years. He's in world number 2. so I don't expect him to go crazy.
Grishchuk is in third right now.
Yeah.
His play seems to be completely mixing up the field, providing these interesting games. What do you think his chances are?
Well, he's 1 point behind Fabiano and half a point behind Shaq at the moment. But still, anything can happen. He lost the very first round, but after that, he didn't lose any game. He's playing asymmetric openings with black. Doesn't just want to draw, wants to mix things up, and he gets in time trouble regularly, of course, where it's just a lottery anyway. So, yeah, anything can happen with Grishchuk. This is why he's a fan favorite.
Let's talk about Ding a little bit, who's played probably the most solid game out of anybody. Do you think he'll draw all out, or will he have a chance for a win and actually take it?
I think there will be at least one or maybe two decisive games with Ding Liren. The guy is extremely solid for the fact that he was thrown into the shark pool for the first time, but he managed to keep his own.
Right, and yeah, he's proving that he belongs in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have Sergei Karyakin with us at the moment, and we are hoping that Vladimir Kramnik will join us later. Okay, it was a really painful loss for him, I guess.
The only decisive game of the round was where Karyakin put it to the wounded Kramnik. Kramnik loses 2 in a row now, and it is very, very, very disappointing for him. Karyakin came out of the opening with an interesting novelty on move number 8, and Kramnik just went crazy. There was no reason for him to play what he did, but he took this huge risk and had to sacrifice a lot of material. And it was very complicated, but in the end, Karyakin, the Minister of Defense, defended well and won the game.
Are you going to go to an amusement park after this? Because the tournament is kind of a roller coaster. Yeah. Wait, we'll see. We talked the other day, you said you wanted to go, I think you said 8 rounds. You think you're gonna go less?
Oh no, I want to do something for the audience.
Yeah. Did you see your competitor in the locker room? Oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's right there. That's competitive. Okay, come here. The 2 competitors. What's your name?
My name is Sagaret.
Sagaret. All right, and here you are face to face right now before the match. How do you feel about seeing your competitor before the match?
Right, calm.
Okay, we're talking to Nemo here live in Berlin. For your fans out there, what is one thing you want to tell them about the boxing match tonight?
Let's rumble and grumble.
Yeah, let's rumble, yeah.
But he's up. He's up in check. Oh! Silence, please. I have the pleasure to introduce Mr. Felix Magath, famous football coach and a chess player as well.
It's hard not seeing the board, but it's a pretty crazy game. And it's surprising that Ding went into this because he'd been playing a lot more solid games before. I think So kind of surprised him in this opening. Shock seems to have a tiny advantage, but he's burning a lot more time than Fabiano. Wow, I can't believe that we've gone through 10 rounds so far. Let's get into the games. The first game, Grishchuk Karyakin, ended in a short draw.
Well, I heard you say that you have children, correct?
Yeah.
And do any of them play chess?
No.
Does that disappoint you, or did you not want them to play chess?
This dramatic game finished in a victory with a victory of Vladimir Kramnik.
The Kramnik-Aronian game was incredibly exciting. Kramnik threw the house at Aronian, and Aronian was defending super well until the very end where time pressure struck, and it was disaster for Aronian. And a big mistake, and he lost the game.
Yeah, and does today's win make up for some of those losses, or are you still thinking about the losses that happened before?
No, I'm not thinking about losses or wins, more with the next game.
Are you blaming yourself for those bad moves, or are you able to move forward and focus on the future games?
Both.
Both. Thank you. Great answer. Thank you. The Ding So game ends in a draw. Ding draws 10 rounds straight, which is quite unusual. You could tell it in his face that he really wants a win. 4 rounds to go. Who do you think you will want to beat the most? And I heard you say that your goal for the rest of the tournament is to try to finish even. Who do you want to beat the most?
Everybody.
All of them?
Magnus.
Right. The game of the tournament so far, the Shock Fabiano game. They are the leaders. They're vying for first place. You had a really intense game with Shock. How do you feel about coming away from both games with a draw?
Today's a good result for me. Obviously, I'm playing the player who's closest to me, and if I'd lost the game, I would be in big trouble in the tournament.
Tomorrow you are playing with Vladimir Kramnik. What do you expect from this game?
I mean, what can you expect these days? I mean, Vlad is probably the most interesting player now at the top. He sometimes approaches positions in ways that I can't even begin to comprehend.
Who will win the candidates tournament?
This is an unexpected question, but perhaps you can say something.
I think we'll see in about 5 days.
The most exciting game of the round was definitely Ding versus Grishuk. Ding had a big chance for a win in the middle game, and he pushed it straight to it, and he had it in his hands, and he missed it. I'm a little frustrated with that, actually, because we spent an extra hour just waiting and waiting for the game to draw. We could have been finished so much earlier, but they did draw, and Ding looked very sad after in the press conference. He did not like the fact that he missed that draw. He really wanted to win. He really wanted to win big. Wesley So, the American, was trying to help Fabiano Caruana by putting a win to his closest competitor, Shakhriyar Mamedurov. Wesley wanted this badly, but he could not get anything off of Shock, who has played the most solid tournament of his life. Okay, one question. You said that today the draw is good for you. It doesn't frustrate you that you're still chasing by a half a point? Okay, and what point did you say just for? Oh, I'm sorry. Caruana, being the leader, was satisfied with a draw to keep hold of the lead. In fact, he actually jumps up 5 spots in the rankings to world number 3. You're still having a little trouble getting back to even. Is that your goal for the rest of the tournament, or do you think you still have a chance at winning this?
No, I mean, I have a purely theoretical chances to win it, but as long as I have, I will try. But in any case, it doesn't depend on me anymore. My plan is just to play good chess, fighting chess.
And of course, the Aronian game versus Karyakin was exciting and wild again. Aronian really wanted to break the funk of the losing streak, but he could not. So we let Levon go through because this loss is very devastating for him, and he did not look good in the press conference, did not want to talk about the game or anything. After a tournament like this, he pretty much wants to go home and forget about it, but he has 3 more rounds to play, so he has to go find some way to get a balance. We'll probably see him play very solid games and try for easy draws in the future rounds. It's been a very disappointing tournament in general. It hurts a lot, especially this is kind of what he's been preparing for his whole life. Okay, Sergey, now that you've won 1 in a row again, how do you feel?
It's just great, perfect. It's perfect to win with black because if you win with white, okay, it happens. But with black, it's very hard and it's difficult. And even against Levon, who is clearly in the better form, it was still very difficult game.
you're playing Caruana tomorrow with white. Do you have an idea at all what you're going to play? Have you guys prepared something already, or are you going to work on that tonight?
It's a top secret.
Great.
Karyakin goes to +1 and has a shot. Tomorrow he plays Fabiano Caruana, and if he can win in that game, he will be tied with Caruana. Basically, there are 4 players that have a chance at winning this thing, so everything is completely up in the air. Ding's first win, huh? Wow, that's pretty fantastic. Against Shock, too. Shock's been playing very good chess.
Ding Liren won against Shahryar Mamedjarov, and it's his first victory in this tournament after 11 draws. How does it feel that you managed to win the game?
Today I feel very good. I think my play was well.
How do you rate your chances to still win this tournament? It seems like there might be a chance that Caruana might be losing today.
It is not important for me now. Think about it. I just played a very bad game. Okay, maybe not so bad game, but I don't think about it. Yesterday I think I have not bad chance, but now I don't know.
I didn't think of my chance before this round. Today I just want to play my best level. After this, maybe my standing has improved.
You're currently a half point back from the leader, Fabiano Caruana. If he does lose, do you think you'll have a good chance at winning the candidates? Yes.
So I'm going upstairs to check out the analysis. Caruana may be losing, I'm not sure. He may be able to hold, but it looks very dangerous for him. If that happens, then Caruana and Karyakin will be tied for first place, with Shock and Ding both chasing at a half point back. If he does lose, then it would shake up the entire tournament, and any is almost anyone's game.
Please keep silence if possible. We have Alexander Grishuk and Levon Aranyan with us. Game finished in a draw. Please, once again, we need silence here. Please, questions from the audience? Oh, it's really noisy today. I don't think we can continue. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, wow, the tournament standings have just been shaken up considerably.
Sergey won this game.
Yeah, it was only after a few moves that I realized that I really can't do anything.
And Sergey, it was easy for you actually. Okay, you should sacrifice. I mean, it's still some kind of small risk. Or you felt it's completely fine for white?
No, of course it wasn't easy. But then I thought, okay, I should play like a man, because if I don't sacrifice in this tournament situation, then I mean, what else do I need to sacrifice? When it was a perfect moment for the sacrificing.
And now the situation in the tournament actually has changed in this round. You know that Shahryar lost against Ding Liren, and okay, it's really kind of a mess now. What is your feeling about the next two rounds?
Well, I have no ideas, because honestly speaking, I just want to play well.
Fabiano, what is your comment?
No, okay, I mean, the worst thing basically that could have happened, but still 2 games, so we'll see.
There are now 5 players within striking distance. Caruana and Karyakin are both tied with 7 points. Ding, Shock, and Grishuk are all a half point back. That means it's anyone's tournament, and we have no idea what's going to happen.
What was the moment in the game where you felt, okay, I'm gonna win this?
Actually, it was only in the end, when, after the time control, when I realized that I'm actually completely winning. But before that, it was just very complicated.
Okay, and did you get inspired from the lions when you went to the zoo? Because it seems like you played like one.
Yeah, well, if you want to say like that, okay.
What do you think will be some of the biggest factors that will help them beat Carlsen?
It's a very good question. How do you beat Magnus Carlsen? Well, nobody's managed to do it. I think Fabiano, when I was working with him, I think he would give Magnus a real run for his money. Because Fabiano is extremely resilient, not only in defense on the board, but he's extremely resilient when he loses a game. He gets back on the horse very, very quickly.
There are 5 players that have a chance. Who do you see as the
as the top contenders?
Well, we have with 7 points Fabiano Caruana, who was leader most of the part of the tournament, and now there was a turning point by Karyakin, who really came back fantastically in this tournament. But there are 3 contenders still to come behind them, half a point behind. Mamejaro, Liren, and Grishuk. It is extremely interesting, quite unusual that we have seen such an interesting matches, games, real rollercoaster moments for both players, or quite a few players. Well, practically from out of these 5 players, any of them can win.
Is it possible at all to even predict which one? Which one will, or even the top 2?
Well, obviously it seems like who are the 2 leaders,
Yeah.
right? Fabiano and Karyakin. And from a mathematical point of view in the tournament situation, I would give the most chances for Karyakin to be the challenger again. But you never know. Become world champion, you have to create opportunities and really to win the game by being playing better than your opponent.
Yeah.
You can't win a world championship title by being defensive, and you just take your chances.
Yeah, we'll see if we can maybe just try to convince them, you know, in the next interviews if when they're off and be open for it.
Okay, we have our first result for round 13. A draw from Sergei Karyakin against Wesley So, and that leaves Karyakin in sole first place.
Are you happy with the result?
Yeah, for me, yes, I'm completely fine because, okay, first of all, I was playing black and also in this tournament situation, the draw is fine for me, so, I mean, it's okay.
Tomorrow you play with Liren. It's so unclear at the moment, and what do you expect from the last rounds, and what are your feelings?
I hope it won't be so crazy like against Caruana last year, but if I will manage not to lose and to play a good game, then I can hope to fight for the first place.
Have you ever been in such a complicated situation at the end of a tournament like this, especially in such a big tournament?
Well, it was very complicated 2 years ago when I played against Fabiano in the last round. He had to win with Blake, and it was a big fight, and then I won, but it was very difficult.
Yeah, but this year you also have 3 other people chasing you. Does that make it any more pressure, or is the pressure the same?
I think it's the same because now I feel that anything can happen.
So we have some exciting action happening right now. The Caruana-Aronian game is going off the rails. Aronian sacked a piece, and Caruana is under pressure, but it looks like he can't hold because Aronian missed some of the very best moves in the position. They're admittedly very hard for a human to find, but it is very exciting. Round 13, the penultimate round in the Kramnik Ding game. Ding had to win here or else he'd be out of contention. In an attempt to get a great position, he played a risky move and Vladimir Kramnik played some off-the-wall stuff to put Ding on the ropes. Ding did hold on though for the draw.
Liren Ding, you're the only player unbeaten in the field, so congratulations. Should you have taken more risk to get more wins out of the tournament, or what is your conclusion?
Of course, about today's game. Today is very complicated, and I really take some risks by playing b4 and b5. And the position looks very...
General, over the whole tournament.
The whole tournament. Well...
It's a little early, yeah, to conclude, to make conclusions.
The Shock Grishuk game is looking crazy. It looked like a draw earlier, now I don't have a clue what's going on. There are advanced pawns for both sides, and there are pieces hanging everywhere. We'll see what will happen. The time pressure junkie that is Grishuk is down to his last 30 seconds on every single move. He gets 30 seconds back, but he's playing on that increment, and he has probably at least 5 or 6 moves to make.
So it's going to be a very exciting finish.
This dramatic game finished in favor of Shahryar.
It was a stupid situation. We both needed to win.
Shahryar, you also felt like you are in must-win situation, that whatever happens, you should try.
No, it is after my losing game against Liren. I just, of course, I understand. I need only to play for win. With Sasha is also is understand, but I think he do today more risks than me.
You gave up your hopes.
It was very bad for me. When I lose Liren, it was for me. It is like some catastrophe. I don't know. I woke till the morning 7 o'clock. Hello. Because problem is before the Liren, I lose with white 18 months ago. 18 months I not lose with white, and I lose a very important moment in my life.
Game finished with a victory of Fabiano, and it was, I think, really one of the most dramatic games also. Was it possible for you to forget at this time about the situation in the tournament and just to play moves, good moves?
No, losing that last game actually helped my outlook a lot.
So you preferred to share the first place with Sergei?
No. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy to lose. It's just I wasn't. Even though my tournament situation was good, I wasn't in a good mindset, and that's really the reason why I lost so convincingly to Sergei.
Yeah. So, what is your expectations from tomorrow's game? I mean, it's gonna be
I don't know.
interesting.
I mean, basically, it's still a toss-up.
That the loss yesterday kind of relaxed you a little bit. Can you elaborate on that?
I mean, it's hard to describe, but sometimes there's too much tension, and it's necessary to kind of to take a step back to relieve the tension, and that's what the loss did for me. I mean, I realized that I was suddenly behind in the tournament situation, and it helped me relax a bit. Rather than having to hold on to my lead, I could just kind of play a bit more freely.
One minute until the start of the last round. Players, please take your seat.
So, we finished the Canada 2018. What are your goals for the future, for your chess play, and for your life in general?
Well, of course, I've been hoping to win the tournament if candidate beforehand, but it didn't turn out as I would like it to be. But now the past is the past. I can bring back what happened, bring back my losses. But still, in general, I think I'm very happy with the tournament. With the experiences I learned from it, with mistakes I did, and with brilliant attempts I did. So it's a great memory for me, and I'm pretty sure it won't be my last candidate.
Of course, it was the last round, and the game was so tense. How did you feel during this game? I mean, were you checking the other games, and what can you say about this game?
I'm a bit upset that I didn't put any real problems for my opponents, but of course I was checking the games, I was following them, and now I have a feeling that Caruana is winner of the tournament. I don't know if he will win or not, but I believe that Shahryar will not win that position, and so he will win the tournament.
You are very young, you have many chances. Do you have any big goals for your chess over the next few years?
Actually, I didn't set a goal. I didn't set a big goal. I know it will sacrifice. I have to sacrifice a lot in personal life.
Do you love chess so much that you are willing to make those big sacrifices?
Of course, I already made some.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want to be in a good mood and not to consider too much. But such strong tournament is very hard for everybody.
Yeah.
Including me. And finally, I just survived.
Obviously, it was much more difficult for Shahryar than for me, but I also felt responsibility. I mean, you know, I have sympathy to Shahryar. I mean, I don't mind at all if he would win, but okay, I cannot do it to other players. I thought I shouldn't blunder at least. You know, I can lose, I fight, but I mean, if I blunder, it would be really very painful for other players at least. And the position was very sharp, so that was my main concern, just to play a game, sharp, good game. And
Shahryar, what can you say? How?
Of course, I want to say thanks for Vladimir, because he really want to play and he give me chance to play for win also. I mean, he give me a chance, but okay, we try to play a good game. It was a good tournament, very interesting tournament. I hope I will get in next year's one more chance.
Fabiano wins! All right, we have an American challenger to the World Chess Championship. The game was pretty intense after the draws. Fabiano knew he could take a draw, but he did not want to. He fought on and won in style. Fantastic style. Style that has not been seen in American chess for 46 years.
Do you have dreamed about this moment here to win the candidates, to have a chance to beat the World Championship?
Well, the dream is usually more about winning the World Championship match itself. So I'm, let's say, halfway there. But it's still, I mean, the dream is still far away. But I mean, this in itself is already, I mean, before the tournament, if you told me I would have won like this, I might not have believed it. I mean, I thought I had my chances, but things turned out even better than I could have expected. So yeah, this is a dream come true.
This question is in the air, so I cannot just resist. Do you think Magnus is happy knowing that you are going to play this match against him? How does he feel now?
I don't know. Maybe he's worried.
Would you like to send him any message or anything before this match? Now you have your chance here.
I mean, we're going to actually play in a few days, so hopefully I'll send a message there.
Okay.
This is the advantage that I think Magnus has and can lord over Fabi. He's been there. He's done that.
Right.
He has been in that oven of 3 World Championship matches already. He has this sense of the atmosphere, the World Championship. He knows where the media belongs. He knows what's going to happen with the spectators. he knows he's going to be irritated by that stupid question.
Right.
And he goes with the flow. The challenger, the rookie, Fabiano, this is a new experience. Everything, like it's crazy. Journalists want his time. Everybody's pecking at him. He can't seem to get enough free time to clear his head. He's having experiences he's never had before. And the problem there is the champion needs to take advantage of that.
And talk about your own experience playing World Champions and what it's like to sit down at the table. I mean, because you have played and beaten
many World Champions.
Yes.
It is special. You wake up and you go, wow, today I'm going to play Gaspar.
Yeah.
Now, I got black. Oh dear. What am I going to do? Well, if I do this, okay, just reflecting on everything you're going to do. Okay, now it's sort of like you're going to go on stage.
Yeah.
You're a little bit more alive.
Yeah.
Okay? The leaves of the trees look a little bit more green. Things are a little bit more clear. You come to the board, the butterflies are in your tummy, kind of feeling it all. You didn't realize it before, but there's a lot more media at the tournament than you knew. They all seem to be focused on you. Where did these people come from? Gary comes in, storms in. You're getting more and more connected with this game. You feel the struggle with such intensity. You don't care if there's a nuclear blast going on site. You've got to save the pawn. You must save your pawn. If you don't, you will die. You discover a series of calculations that cruises right into these calm, still waters of peace. You know you've saved the game. You've reached a point of absolute happiness. Like, yes, it's made another mistake. Now the advantage is turned. Now you feel this gladiator spirit. Before it was all about your fears, your worst nightmares coming true. Is it true? Yes, or can win. You can almost hear the cries. Chess is an extraordinarily emotive experience. It's that roller coaster ride, that sudden realization that you made the worst blunder, you're a complete idiot. And it's like that cold shower where the heat just went off and you went, oh,
yeah.
God. For many people, they really, really don't realize how emotionally charged a chess game can be. It's a chess game, come on.
Right.
Come on, you can tell me. It's boring, right? No. It's really this extraordinary feeling. That's chess. At its highest levels, man, you just feel at the end of a day like you've had a 12-hour shift in a coal mine 1,000 feet underground. You are drained emotionally, mentally, physically. And when I think about London, when I think about Berlin, those guys aren't just intellectual giants. They need to be fit.
Right.
I am telling you that if you're not physically fit, forget it.
The endgame is just what it sounds like, the end of a chess game. But why is it so important and tricky? First, when players transition from middle game to endgame, they have different priorities. Except for a few stragglers, the once important and strong pieces, rooks, knights, bishops, and even queens, have largely been banished from the board. The pawns become monsters and the kings become giants. They are no longer cowering on the edge of the board, but come out to attack and help their pawns promote. That is, turn into a new queen. Obviously, it is not as easy as it sounds, and there are reams of books on endgame positions and how to play them.
7th game of the match has been drawn. Queen's Gambit, 40 moves. How do you explain the 7 draws?
Okay, after the first game, the games have been pretty tight. We haven't really given many chances to one another. And yeah, there haven't been like huge mistakes or anything, so it's kind of natural that a lot of the games will end peacefully. Of course, I mean, things could have happened, yeah, like in the last game, in the first game. There could have been decisive results, but yeah, not so far.
After the last game, it kind of felt like, you know, I got away with murder, and in that sense, it's easier to be calm about a draw today. I'm not loving it, but I'm not in any sort of panic mode either. I mean, it could have been worse, and the match is still equal, and with black it's going okay. So I'm not at all thrilled about my play today.
One more time up the escalator, and hopefully Fabiano will win this one. But maybe not. We'll see.
What an absolutely extraordinary struggle we've witnessed today.
Question to both players. Are you starting to get nervous now?
Magnus.
I've been nervous for many days. I don't understand the question.
Fabiano.
Yeah.
I mean... I just want to see the good chess, the big fight, because I'm also bored of the draws. But at the same time, the last draw was very interesting. When Magnus was playing black, I think it was the best game of the match so far. And actually, I feel like Magnus is playing slightly better, but Fabiano is also very excellent.
Do you feel honored to make the opening move today?
Well, I would be much more honored to play a match. So, so it's not. It's much more about fun to make different moves and to face it like something very serious.
Or will Fabiano Caruana become the first American World Champion since 1975?
Draw. Game 12. We're going into overtime.
Just to let you know what's happening now, of course we'll have our usual questions. But afterwards, don't run off, because we'll have the drawing of lots for the tie-break that will take place on Wednesday. Fabiano, how do you feel about your chances going to the tie-breaks? Confident?
Well, I'm mainly relieved because I thought it was quite close today. I was very worried during the game. So, when you feel like you're sort of on the brink of defeat, or at least you have a very dangerous position, then of course it's quite good.
But I think we might wrap things up there, and then I'd like to invite to the stage Stefan Eskaf, the chief arbiter, who will conduct the drawing of lots for the rapid play games.
So this will be very quick. You just have to choose one box, and this will give you the color for the first game.
Okay. Can I go, or you want to go? Or? Okay, I'll go. What should I do?
You should open it. Or I can do it if you prefer.
What?
Thank
Thank you very much. So you will play white for the first game. That's all for me. Thank you, folks.
The excitement is about to begin. Carlsen and Caruana are gonna play their final tiebreak day. 4 games, then Blitz games, we'll see. Rapid, then Blitz, then maybe Armageddon. Draw after draw after draw until all 12 rounds are drawn, and there are no regular games left to be played. In previous eras, they would have kept on playing until the sponsors were bankrupt and the world had moved on to more conventional news. But the modern era has ushered in the much more exciting tie-break rounds. These tie-break games now supplant the regular drawn match and become the deciding rounds. These games are much faster and can lend to more mistakes, and if no one wins, the match will be decided in one Armageddon game.
Actually, this position is almost impossible to call, even if you have an opportunity to save the game. Oops.
7. It's 7 seconds.
There are some chances for the challenger, but it's very bleak. Being down 2-0, all Magnus needs is a draw. So we will see if Fabiano can come and pull something out of his hat. Then it would set him up for one more chance.
First of all, I'd like to, of course, welcome players Magnus Carlsen, world champion, Fabiano Caruana. Unbelievable contest we've had here, incredibly close.
Wasn't a good day for me, and Magnus played very well, so all credit to him for that. And yeah, I mean, I had a very bad start, unfortunately.
It's very special for me to win this time. I feel like I played the Fabiano was the strongest opponent that I've played so far in the World Championship match, and I mean, in classical chess, he has at this point just as much right as I have to call himself the best in the world. So I'm very happy to have overcome this great challenge, and I'll continue to work to get better in 2 years.